Good news for those intending to immigrate to Canada through the new Brunswick Critical Worker Pilot Program, particularly those with low English proficiency and insufficient funds. For those with low IELTS results, you now have a reason to smile. Here are some of the benefits that await you upon arrival in Canada. You will receive settlement services to help you adjust to your new life. In addition to assisting you with a work permit, they will also help you in finding a place to stay, provide support for your transportation needs, and help your children find a school or childcare. You will also receive up to 200 hours of language training to help you engage with the community educational training if you want to further your education, and job training to prepare you for your first day on the job in Canada. In this video, I will guide you through the step-by-step process for applying to the new Brunswick Critical Worker Pilot Program, which will run for 5 years. For those who watched our previous video on this topic, I made this new video because I will answer most of your questions. So watch carefully and watch it to the end. For those who have not watched our previous video, we suggest you go and watch the video to get a better idea of what the new Brunswick Critical Worker Pilot Program is all about. Let us proceed. Step 1 is to apply and receive a valid job offer from one of the 6 eligible employers in New Brunswick. One of the companies where you can obtain a Canadian work permit and permanent residency through this pathway is Cooke Aquaculture. In the description section, you will see the appropriate link. Click and search for Cooke Aquaculture. This will take you to the company's page where you can see that it's a family-owned and managed business that has operated a sustainable aquaculture business in Atlantic Canada for over 35 years. You can also see the job openings from this company, which include vessel maintenance, marine mechanic, shunt truck driver, scuba diver, net loft worker, welder, maintenance personnel, dispatcher, yard crew worker, and more. For example, if you want to apply as a fish processing plant worker, click on that job and see the requirements such as a secondary high school graduation certificate and experience is an asset. If you are ready to apply for this job post, click on the apply button and it will show you the details on how to apply via email or through their website. Don't forget to upload your resume and cover letter. You can also see the link to Canada Job Bank and Indeed.com, where you can also search for other jobs available in New Brunswick. I want you to note this because it is very important. Before applying for any Canadian job, make sure that you are using a Canadian-style resume. The second New Brunswick company where you can get a Canadian work permit and immigrate to Canada as a permanent resident through this pathway is D Irving Limited. In the description section, you will see the appropriate link. Click and search for D Irving Limited. As you can see, they have operations across Canada and the United States with business units in agriculture, construction and equipment, consumer products, hydro energy, food, forestry products, retail distribution, shipbuilding, industrial fabrication, transportation, and logistics. If your skills and employment history fall within any of these, then that is great news for you. You can see the list of job openings from this company, such as railway car technician, office assistant, maintenance planner, pipe, labor merchant assistant, administrative associate, logistics specialist, and so on. For example, if you want to apply and immigrate to Canada as an office assistant, go ahead and click on the job details page. The third company where you can get a Canadian work permit and immigrate to Canada as a permanent resident through this pathway is McCain Foods. Again, in the description section you will see the appropriate link. Click and search for McCain Foods Canada. Doing so will lead you to the company page of McCain Foods Canada. They are passionate about farming and harvesting. So harvesting laborers are the type of jobs that this company usually looks for. The job openings include temporary packaging operator, maintenance, customer solution coordinator, general labor, production, and temporary general labor. For example, if you want to apply for general labor production, go ahead and click on the job listing page. The education required is only grade 12 or GED high school, and they only need very basic computer skills. If you are ready to apply, just click the Apply Now button and it will show you how to apply for this particular job or any other available job. You can also see the link to Canada Job Bank and Indeed.com, where you can also search for other jobs available in New Brunswick. Again, I want you to note this because it is very important. Before applying for any Canadian job, make sure that you are using a Canadian-style resume. Also, always include a cover letter with your resume. Before we move on, please consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all the support. Moving on to the fourth company, Imperial Manufacturing. This com can help you to get a Canadian work permit and immigrate to Canada as a permanent resident through the New Brunswick Critical Workers Pilot Program. Again, in the description section, you will see the appropriate link to Imperial Manufacturing. They have job openings for warehouse associates, shipper receivers, production team members and ERP program coordinators. As an example, if you want to apply for the warehouse associate position, click on the link provided. This will take you to the job listing page where you can see the requirements. They only require a high school graduation certificate and experience is an asset. If you want to apply for this job or any other available job, click on the link and it will give you directions on how to send your resume and cover letter by email or through their website. You can also see the link to Canada Job Bank Indeed.com where you can search for other jobs available in New Brunswick. Groups Avoid Incorporated is another New Brunswick company where you can get a Canadian work permit and immigrate to Canada as a permanent resident through this program. This company has an enviable reputation as a leading producer of a wide range of top-quality hardwood products, including pellets and pellet components, cabinet and furniture components and so on. They have job openings such as Production Support Health and Safety Prevention Officer, Mechanic Millwright and Wood Products Assembler. If, for example, you are looking for an assembler or wood products position, click on the link provided in the description section. This will take you to the job listing page where you can see the requirements. They require a high school graduation certificate and experience is an asset. If you are ready to apply for this job, click on the Apply Now button which will show you the instructions on how to apply. The next company is Group Wesco where you can also get a Canadian work permit and immigrate to Canada as a permanent resident through the New Brunswick Critical Workers Pathway. Click on the link in the description section and it will take you to the company's page. Group Wesco is a New Brunswick company that was born from a union of poultry producers who shared a common vision for expansion, and the association quickly became a success story, an example of hard work, innovation and profitability. If you are ready to apply for any of the jobs listed on their website, click on the Apply Now button which will show you the instructions on how to apply and the video description section. You can also see the link to Canada Job Bank and Indeed.com where you can search for other jobs available in New Brunswick. So in step 1, we have shown you how to apply for jobs and potentially get a job offer from any of the participating companies in the New Brunswick program. Step 2, creating an expression of interest. After you have obtained a job offer, this is your application requesting a provincial nomination from New Brunswick. To create an expression of interest, simply go to the link provided in the description section. As a candidate, click on the Register button, fill out your given name, family name, email, and password and click on the Register button. If you are unsure as to how to do this, then consult with us and we will be glad to be of assistance. Step 3. This is when you receive an invitation to apply ITA. You will get an ITA as soon as you receive a job offer from one of the eligible employers discussed earlier. You have up to 45 calendar days to submit a complete application through the New Brunswick online system. Step 4. Submit a complete application to the Government of New Brunswick with an ITA through the IMB portal and pay the associated fees. The Government of New Brunswick will then review your application to see if you qualify for this program and have submitted all of the required documentation. One requirement that you need to submit along with your application is the settlement plan. Depending on the circumstances, you may be invited for an interview to verify the information you have provided on your application. To contact a settlement service provider in Canada, look for a list of immigrant settlement agencies and pre-arrival services in New Brunswick. Once you register with them, they will provide you with a settlement plan for your application. Step 5, you will then receive a nomination certificate and at the same time a work permit support letter from the Government of New Brunswick. On the IMB portal, you will be able to check the final decision of your application. If approved, you will receive a nomination certificate from your ISP account and this certificate is valid for 9 months. You will also receive an employer-specific work permit support letter, also known as the T13 work permit, which does not require a positive LMIA. Just note that you can only use this work permit for the specific employer that hired you. Finally, Step 6 is to submit your PR application to IRCC. As soon as you receive your nomination certificate, you can apply for permanent residence directly to IRCC. Once your application is approved, you will get a Canadian PR visa that will allow you to enter Canada. This is an application for permanent residence for the provincial nominee class. And here you can find all the information you need, such as gathering the documents, completing the application, paying the fees and submitting the application. Are you considering immigrating to Canada through the New Brunswick Critical Worker Pilot Program now or in the near future, but unsure of the best way to go about it? Look no further. Navigating the Canadian immigration system can be complex and frustrating. You will find our contact details in the description area. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you have any questions, please comment in the section below.